Greetings everyone, please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Looks like everything's booting on up. Give me turning on the live chat windows. Okay, that's all good. Give me a moment to check my other computer. Looks like that's all good to go. So, let's go get started. Let's start with this one right here. Golden Horde versus the Knights Templars. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue Golden Horde. Wait, isn't that the wrong color? We have Hung ADC spawn north side as the Yellow Knights Templar with Ms. Apostrophe Cat with a lowercase k. Golden Tents of course on the way, got early house, got early mining pit, nothing too crazy. When it comes to initial map generation, I do see both deer deposits over here, along with Pumbaa, so it'd be a good idea if the Golden Horde probably focus on getting, well, food, which is not to be unheard of. Of course, got the Ovo now established here. And he also does have 3 small gold deposits behind him as well, so he has a lot of resources back at home in storage and doesn't go too far on the field, honestly. A bit of berries, bit of stone, extra stone there, so I think blue's map generation is pretty good. For yellow, both his wood deposits off the side. We do have small gold, stone, gold in front, another bit of stone behind. It's a little bit more exposed there. Does have Pumbaa and deer somewhat in the same region as well, but feels like blue has better map generation. Large gold deposit in the center, equal distant. Though yellow does have a better trade post placement. Principality of Antioch? I'm not familiar with that one. Melee units get plus 15% damage. Is this the one where you get throwing axemen? I can't remember. You got the Hospitaller from the Knights Hospitallers. You got the Chevalugers from the French. And I think this is the one that gives you like throwing axemen, right? And this does get melee units get plus 15% damage, so pretty good power spike. Knights and Torgers, that's basis standard. I don't think I've ever seen building cards ever get selected. Quite a bit still being collected by Knights Templar. Is going for a fortress or secondary town center? Villagers. Of course, now he does the Principality of Antioch. That means all of his scouts right now has plus 15% damage, so now does 1.15 damage. Nice. The Khan and Torgor still aging up, taking quite a bit of time there. Howdy. Again, I'm not sure what you mean by again. Either way, we do have the secondary towns that are now being built here on next to the Golden Vein. We do have Knights and Torgors now complete. Still not sure what the Knights of Principality unit is. I think it was, like I said, I think it was a throwing axeman unit, throwing ranged melee. Either way, stockyard here, nothing too crazy. We do have first round of the Khan, Batu Khan now upload on the field. Got a golden horse next to the golden tent. Batu Khan's pretty forward now. He has 10 damage, cash attack speed, and does have a ×2 charge attack. Oh, yep, but I'm not sure what we mean by again though. I know I did cast new games, I just can't remember what you meant by again. Unless you got another game again. Either way, we do have this Ovo down here getting hit by a scout. You can see here the plus 50% damage does increase. You see the 1 plus 0, which is supposed to be 1 point plus a point 1.5. That's a villager, not a pilgrim. Level 1 pilgrims have not been researched just yet. Has gone for 2 town centers, which is sort of interesting. Also, I don't remember last time seeing a Knights Templar player go for 2 town centers. We got 3 armor on this Batu Khan, so he takes a lot less damage from the town center. He does have about king health. DPS is better than the king as well because of higher attack speed while lower base damage. Down south we do have, the Ovo is taking a fair amount of damage there. We do have a fortified outpost here. A pair of Togurds now heading down south. And we do now have the Hardened Spearman upgrading the way for the Knights Templar. And switch over to him. It is, yeah, the Sergeant, not throwing axeman. Which does throw axes, so good enough. Takes a bit of damage there. We've got the black sheep of the families following Batu Khan. It's not a good or bad thing. We do have, of course, 3 villagers on that gold deposit here. And do have another barracks going on up. More spearmans. Sergeants are, let's see, strong versus melee units, weak versus ranged units, so it's just me, they have melee armor. Doesn't say here if they're heavy or light infantry. I think they are a heavy infantry unit. I can't remember. You would imagine the age up where you get a plus 50% melee damage would be very popular, because that sounds pretty strong. Let's see, plus 20 damage versus cavalry. So that appears insane. Does take a bit of damage across these units. Got a whistling arrow there. Do now Sergeant, so we will see what type of armor typing it is. It is heavy melee, quote unquote, melee infantry, even though it does have a range attack. Which has a range of 4 with a slow attack speed of 2, so faster than crossbow, slower than archers. Scout gets shanked. Has inherently 4 melee armor, 0 range armor, so archers do good damage to them, just not bonus damage. They do have spearmen and archer movement speed while at it. And they do have the same base cost as men at arms, though far more heavy in gold. Scout taking some damage there. Bogard's moving around. Number of spearmen, good number of sergeants. Bogard's, of course, have 3 melee armor, so these guys will only do. Well, they're supposed to have an additional 2 damage there, probably from the increased melee damage. But then again, that is rounded up. Here's B. Good impalement there. Does take out one of the villagers. Very nice. Throwing axemen throw axes. Who would have thunk? Spearman engaging the progress as well. Down south, just a horseman, which does increase melee damage as well. No increase bonus damage, looks like. Relics and ovos being researched. Or relic ovos. Ovo taking a bit of damage there. Scouts falling back. A good number of these units could intercept the scout here. Not a problem. Right now I've been casting a bit more Age of Empires 4 because I need a bit more of a stockpile of replays. I've been sort of not doing as many live streams of Age of Empires 4, which sort of also means I'm not getting as many replays done. Hence why I'm doing this entire week just Age of Empires 4 to just catch up. We got Pumbaa there. Pumbaa goes down. Got stabbed a lot of times. You now have the veteran range archers being researched. Golden Horde, of course, is aged up. That is not an age up, that's a fortress. Level 2 pilgrims here. And this, of course, could net him a third pilgrim. Cleaning up Pumbaa now. Let's see, if he's gone for melee, what else could he go for? Let's see. Fortress and docks can increase hit points or health. Probably not good. I can't remember the unique unit there. Genoa is for the Genoese crossbowmen. Kingdom Castile, units near 6 sides get plus 20% damage. One provides heavy spearmen. I can't remember which one of them it is. Then of course got the Genoese crossbowmen, and the other one's the... Can't remember top of my head. I really sort of wish they actually add and like provides this, also enables this, that sort of thing. So perhaps not Genoa, but go for maybe the heavy spearman. Heavy spearman seems always very good. Anglian Empire, that could be the heavy spearman one. Yeah, it was the Kingdom Castile gives a Geniteur. Now I remember. And so this should give him the heavy spearman, so we may see a heavy spearman composition. Especially against the Mongols who are... Or the Golden Horde was a Mongol variant, which means horses. The heavy spearman seems like a pretty powerful option against this in this current matchup. Does find some pilgrims. Could have pursued the pilgrims a little bit more, but probably want to pursue these guys here. Right now, there are 3 pilgrims per wave. And summoning the shield hero to deal with the waves is not always going to be a good idea in this game, because not that. We do have now the +1 range armor textiles being researched by the Knights Templar. We do now have heavy spearmans being deployed in the field. If I were to click on one of them, those are pilgrims. So he has some on the field. Where exactly? I am not sure. Either way. Oh, they're just actually just idle around the barracks, my bad. You can see here, plus 13 damage melee, plus 25 versus cavalry. So he has a good amount of damage there. Health is high, armor is high. Attack speed is the same as spearmen. In other words, they are heavy spearmen. Best use crossbow against them. In which maybe going for the, let's see, archery range patches increased by +1. He is going for the crossbow now. He sees the heavy spearmen. He's always going to go for the crossbow encounter. We all got some brother Templars, which are also heavy cavalry. The crossbow good here. Torgards are pretty low in damage. Like Keshiks. So they actually have trouble versus even light units. Pilgrim there going down. This round of Pilgrims being intercepted. Looks like just that one took the wrong path. I think one Pilgrim's may have got there. No, it's 3 corpses. Let's see, is that level 1 stockyard? No, Ovo offer increases Ovo stone gathering by 30%. I know some people have not really been going for these reinforcement abilities, so then again, he doesn't have a whole lot of stone at the moment, so that would make sense. Nope, he just queued it up, never mind. I think beforehand as well, there was bug, where this actually provided it was bug and it was overpowered because of it. But now that no longer seems the case. But now he gets batches of 3 for the same price. They are ×2 for 2. So you get 3 for 2, so it's effectively a 50% cost reduction, which is very powerful indeed. Kipchaks against all the heavies, probably not a good idea. Let's see, of course he will get some free roost tributes every so often. Oh, I thought he actually went for Alakovos. He must have not. Either way. Another gear there. Brother Templars needs to really start pushing forward. He got a handful of man-at-arms here, which will actually be pretty nice against these heavy spearmen. After all, they just have higher attack speed and higher base health than the heavy spearmen, so they will beat the heavy spearmen 1v1 combat. So men-at-arms is actually a good call. Right now, the heavy spearmen do right now have +3 at the moment. He's gone for +1 melee damage, going for +1 range arm or range damage now. Handful of crossbone there. Man-at-arms. Actually, a pretty good number of man-at-arms. Guess he's producing a decent number of them. None of that help. He's going for Karash's equipped with shields, giving +2 range armor, +2 melee armor. In other words, make the trash unit a little bit more effective. Sure, not a problem. Just simply tell me, or just remind me what your, oh. One of them may have dropped off the gold there. 2 of them may have. Only 1 corpse there. Just remind me of what your gamer tag was, as well as what map and time and all that sort, so it's easier for me to find. Now it looks like Pilgrim's heading to this central point now. And right now we do have surgeons, crossbowmen, heavy spearmen, only 1 man-at-arm and 4 hardened spearmans. So in other words, crossbows would be a good counter there. He has a handful of archers, which would be good against the crossbow and surgeons. Not versus the heavy spearmans. Batu Khan here. This one does have a healthy number of crossbows as well, so man-at-arms won't be super great nor with Torgards. So engage. He has, looks like, got one of the arrows going. Nope, it's the Karash's getting +1 armor nearby. There's some tributes which are heavy infantry, but they're free, of course. More arrows. Batu Khan takes some damage now. Batu Khan does get picked off there. Crossbow firing away. Some of these heavy spearmen, they're being good job of being focused down. Right now, some regular archers wouldn't be half bad. He has gone for some men-at-arms, which is not great this one. Roost tributes, or the Karashas actually wouldn't be too half bad. Right now, they have 4 range armor. They're cheap, not great, but they're cheap. Torgards pushing forward. Probably could use some regular horsemen in this situation. And more of these Karashas pushing forward. And the crossbows sort of fall back. Got a scout here. Map Black Show versus Presidente. Map Cliffside. 1 day ago. Perfect. Thanks. We do have a fortress being established. No, that's an outpost. Fortress being established here next to a large gold deposit and next to a small stone and gold deposit. We've got a veteran horseman upgrade for the Knights Templar. Let's see, Golden Horde not aging up just yet. Destroyed values in favor by yellow, but only by a small margin, about 725. Army value is 9,000 versus 4,000, very much in favor of yellow. Of course, the Golden Horde cannot get improved siege engineers, so cannot quickly deploy out siege weapons to deal with all those crossbowmen. Right now, some regular spearmen wouldn't be half bad for the Golden Horde since there's so many crossbow in the field. It wouldn't be great though. So yeah, probably actually a healthy number of Karashas probably just be best at this point. Batukan does go down there. Blue's trying to fall back. Do got some spring golds. So also just building siege weapons himself wouldn't be half bad. Oh, two ovals right next to each other. The Golden Horde does have a decent amount of stone stored on up. Horsemen push away forward. Magnellas do get a good volley there. He'd been needing some Magnellas to deal with all these forces. Crossmen are somewhat vulnerable to splash damage from the Scorpions, or Spring Golds. Magnell pushing forward again. Gets this and hit there on some of those siege weapons. Some of these siege weapons are almost down. Crossbowman versus crossbowman. Getting some good hits there. More of the Karashas just be good, not the man-at-arms. Takes out two Spring Golds there. Batukan goes down. A couple horsemen there by yellow. Ironically, those Karashas are probably going to be more resilient than these man-at-arms. Sure, they have two less range armor, but they take almost half damage. Fortress now going up again for yellow, going for a third fortress, which means you'll be up to 5 pilgrims. You now have the stable reinforcements there, eyeing for a bit more stability in his life. Also got some early horsemen being employed in the field. Another fortress going up. Right now, yellow does have more villagers in the field. Income-wise, 2,200, 600, 300. So, about what, 3,000 funding with this here? Probably like 3,700. Over here, 5, 16, 17. That's a lot of gold income. About 4,200. Another ovo will be going down. That's the large deposit of stone. Overgrazing. That's usually a bad thing, right? One person putting one fortress. Blue's trying to fall back for these forces. Just regular horsemen, no veteran horsemen just yet. The Kingdom of Poland now being deployed on the field, which will all character gets plus himself and plus 50% charge damage. Which should, and his age 2 one does increase their damage already by 15%. So their charges should be pretty effective. Good number of spearmen here on the flank, getting some hits on this horseman. This town center will not be going down. He's just throwing away a good chunk of horsemen there. Blue's not straightforward here. Yellow has an army of 47 versus 97. Army value-wise is in favor of yellow currently. But I think that does add in fortifications like the fortresses. Nothing on the crossbowmen here. Pilgrim's pushing over here. He does not have the treasure tower upgrade just yet. That would pay for itself pretty quickly right now. He captured the sacred site now. This one here would not be decaptured. Vilda's shinking the shaman and gets destroyed by the spring golden placement. We now have the fanaticism. Brother Templars and commander units gain plus 10% damage when below 50% health. And plus 30% behind below 30%. Below 25%. We do have immediately a big queued up the unique heavy cavalry that costs 300 resources each. The Zlatslaka cavalry, how do you pronounce that? Let's see, there are some of them there now. Heavy cavalry has right now 363 health. They do have the Polish Fortitude, deals 50% more charge damage and has 10% more health. Desert Citadels decrease enemies' attack speed on hit by 20%. Has 37 damage right now with a 78 charge attack. Holy crap. And plus 8 on both for versus light infantry. So archers and spearmen will both take bonus damage from that. Fortress being torched on down. The Karashes have normal torch damage, looks like. Batukan does get picked on off. Stone army's not being researched or aged up with. Spearmen trying to gauge the cavalry now. Crossbow engaging these heavy cavalry units now. Mano gets a nice little attack here. More of the Karashes pushing along the flank. Horsemen push way forward. The fortress is on fire, almost down. Those are trying to repair it up. They may actually save it. Heavy cavalry push way forward. Crossbowmen just chucking away against them. Biology being researched by the Knights Templar. And these cavalry do get bonus damage versus also crossbowmen since they are light infantry. And does manage to barely save that fortress. He's up to 5 fortresses now, so 7 pilgrims is a lot of free gold income. And there's some Rus tributes there with their glaives. Their Barataki, I don't know how to pronounce that. His spear hits there, crossbow firing away. Horsemen still be a good call against them. These Polish heavy cavalry just probably don't try cycle charging due to how much damage they have with their charge attack. Crossbow chucking away in the back line. Forces being reinforced, trying to push way forward. And this fortress is almost fully repaired. We're starting to go for the iron clamps now. We have a Golden Horde bombard there. Spring Golem placement firing somewhere. And Blues and Saul fall back now. Yellow right now has 146 civilians versus 112, so maybe a little bit too much and maybe a little bit not enough. Got some outposts here. Going for another outpost here. Incendiary is being researched by yellow. Blue hasn't really gotten any of the elite or any age 4 technology. He has all veteran forces, no elite units. Go for another bot Toucan. Going for bombards. He needs more gold. Fastest gold deposit is being claimed up now. We've got a big line of fortified outposts being queued on up. Right now, the Golden Horde player is just lacking upgrades. He has a good pile of stone in reserve, at least. So torch down that outpost now, going straight for the bombards. The Roost tributes trying to push way forward. More horsemen being brought on in. Elite crossbow and elite spearmen now being researched. Stockyards being torched on down. This heavy cavalry's moving around. He has 30 of them on the field, 10 more in the build queue. Crossbow being engaged. More of the the Polish cavalry. Villagers being pursued over here. It feels like Yell's in a dominating position right now, to say the least. When it comes to relics, only one relic's been picked up. Okay. I see none on the field, so that must be bugged. Unless it was the Ovo relics that he may have done. That may have what happened. Relic Ovo, yeah, it was Relic Ovos. So Blue may have claimed 4 relics. Cannon from the fortified outpost fired away. Got around absorbing a lot of shots there. Fortress still there. The heavy cavalry is causing a lot of issues. Crossbow needs incendiary arrows to help deal with all of these heavy cavalry. Batukan immediately gets picked off. This cavalry gets bonus damage versus all the crossbowmen. A lot of this cavalry is actually quite damaged, just can't be picked off. Spearmen need one field. We got elite armor tactics on the way for yellow. Blue just simply has no gold income at the moment. More horsemen, more spearmen. Could probably just stand to get more spearmen in the field. He has spearmen on the build queue. Got another round of Roost tributes. Of course, they do have +8 versus cavalry, which is nice, but don't have a spear brace. The Archos has heavy, so the light infantry bonus damage will not get applied. Of course, those Roost tributes come in small numbers. Maybe Golden Horde, the Golden Temple actually just mainly spawn them out, because you can actually do that. Because right now that seems like one of the better units you can deploy on the field to help deal with the heavy cavalry, as well as a mix of spearmen. Which that's actually nope. No, those are Toggards. We do now have Brigantine being researched. Gate goes down. Relic Ovo is about to get destroyed. These cavalry units getting hit sept. Ovo. Go drop the relic. Got a round of the Kipchaks. Kipchaks do have 12 damage, but without any upgrades, they don't get any additional arrows or anything of that sort. Horsemen, big round of cavalry there to help engage. I think got a good number of surgeons here, which Kipchaks will do full damage to them. Well, has no inherent range armor. The Polish heavy cavalry still cause some issues here. Got some also Karashes here. Surgeons right now only have 3 range armor. Yeah, without any upgrades, his Kipchaks are basically Bruce cavalry archers with no real advantage. They are more expensive than Rus cavalry horse archers as well. And that is the end of the replay. It's Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yep, since it's a from the replay viewer, I need to take time, close out the game itself, and then relaunch it. And there you go, it's booting on up. While I was booting on up, I'm going to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I am back, and on to that replay that you want me to cast. And map is Cliffside. Oh, I saw Cliffside, a bit of a jumps around there. One of these. Uses versus IU bid. Here we go. And let's take a look at this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age Empires 4 replay. Small on bottom right side is the Cyan Ayubits. We got Presidente 8624. Small on top left side is the Red or the Dragon. We got Black Strobe. When it comes to map generation, looks like Red's wood deposit spawn behind along Cyan, so that's pretty even. Deer deposit up the hill a little bit. Deer deposit in the center and a little bit up the hill. So if Cyan can lock down this region, let's see, IU bid with maybe just some outposts. That wouldn't be half bad for him, but game double-edged sword. Other deer deposits up here. Pumbaa is here, but IU bid is Islamic, so that would be haram. Down south, we do have this deer deposit next to trade post along with the Pumbaa. And small gold, small stone, gold, stone, gold. So a lot of gold here. Also more gold down south than up north. Don't see. I suppose Cyan does have 2 gold deposits behind him, nice and safe. While this one's a little bit off the side, though backwards. While this one's very far back, which is so far back could be a bit more exposed, but also a bit more safe. Do now the culture ring logistics. That's interesting. This will give him 2 dervishes and immediately turns on their healing aura, but you can't pick up relics in Age 2. Do you have another Menwork Palace going on up? Menwork Palace is a pretty good rushing landmark, as well as not rushing. All your technologies cost 50% less, and the blacksmith technology costs 50% less, and research 50% faster. What's nice about it is early mana arms with the cheap upgrade, and then you can quickly go for some battering rams, batter down the opponent. It's a really powerful combo. Sorry, there's an archer there. Looks like they're behind some palings. I just got distracted by the statue, which is surprisingly not very golden. Usually a bit more golden. Got the not town bell there, the town gong. Oh, that's a good number of sheeple there. Right now, 15-15 sheeple, so pretty even. I can probably fast forward once again. Gonna move my drink to my other hand. And Cyan's almost done clicking up all the berries. Or the dragon player is not going for any more gold. IB player is going for a decent amount of food and gold. But he has gone for the culture wing, which it does include the fast, cheaper age up option, which is no longer available now. So what if he's going for a fast castle? I'm not sure. Right now it feels like the camels there. It's nice if you want to be aggressive with them, but don't see anything aggressive, so in my opinion, a little bit questionable. Maybe he's trying to prevent and heal from rushes. If you want to try to go a faster age up for a fast castle, sure, I can see this going for age 3 or the cheaper option for age 3. But I don't think that was a good age 2 option. But it looks like I'm going to have a relatively fast castle. So I'm going to collect the sheeple now, though. Not too many sheep are there. Where's Cyan's Scout? There's where most of the sheep are. 9 of them. Secondary town center for the Order of Dragon, so we'll be able to produce more villagers. And we've got now economic wing industry. Upon completion, get 900 wood and 400 stone. We'll go for another town center for that. And villagers build 40% faster, so we can quickly get another town center, to say the least. Definitely interesting combo. I guess he went for these guys here just to make sure you get a bit of healing. Venom products, nothing being deployed from there just yet. Iabid's course get free improved siege engineers, so the siege bolts from the Menwork Palace could be very nice. Huh, what's up with that gear there? Or is it an eye? Is that a gear or an eye? And strange enough, he's not even gotten Golden Age 1. He's gone for Fast Castle Age before even Golden Age Tier 1, which gives him plus 10% gather rate. Might as well squeeze out some extra houses for it. Go to Horseman and Scout here. Once he sees the age up, that should clue him in what's going on. Let's see. Order Dragon players relatively far from aging up. When it comes to village count members, well, Order Dragon's villagers build slower but are 28% more effective. And the fact that the number is here means this economy is approximately 28% more effective. And since there's no economic upgrades here, nor even Golden Age Tier 1, that's simply the case. Going for a big round of stables, I'm convinced to building his life. Dervish there does get spotted. Of course, it does have automatic AoE healing, so even the Gilded Horsemen have a bit of trouble taking that out. Does take a nice volley there, and you start falling back. Scout goes down. he sees age up, watch eye for his own age up as well. If there are camel lancers, you want to get crossbone or spearmans. In this case, there's nothing. Let's see, his last age up. Get some good stuff here. Military reinforcements and is very nice. A lot of free desert raiders. Master Smith is actually pretty nice. You get your final tier technology for free, which does save you a lot of resources. And then you get the... I have no idea. I have only ever seen Trading Wing Bazaar going into Age 2. I have no idea how effective it is in Age 4. I sort of think it's like, oh yeah, these are just now permanent open options. And Trade Wing Advisor is pretty good as well. Having 7 production structures have plus 2% health for their units is actually pretty nice as well. So 3 are good and 1 I have no idea. Is like Age 4 Trade Wing Bazaar, is that just stuff just free? You have to be free to make it worth anything. Bolgraf Palace not being employed in field is a good landmark, especially when you think your opponent aged up quicker. Since the Regnius Cathedral, you need 4 relics to make it more valuable in the Bolgraf Palace. And since your opponent has a fast castle, your chance of your opponent has all the relics is a bit more likely. And he's claimed 2, picked up 2. Yep, Bolgraf Palace is definitely the good call. And we start seeing the Camel Lancers, the cheaper Gilded Spearmen will also be very useful. Very being cleaned on up. That'll go pretty quickly. He has a handful of farms. Camel Lancers push right forward. These foes are going to take a pretty good hit there. No textiles yet. Takes a decent amount of impalement there. Still doesn't even have a Golden Age Tier 1. Okay, at this point in time, you should just force it out. Just build a handful of housing. You're going to use the houses either way. 10% collection rate on all resources is incredibly powerful. No way of beating the fast castle time of the Ayabids. Dervishes are also fast. True, Dervishes, of course, being a mounted one is... Oh yeah, that's fast. Same speed as heavy cavalry. And now he does have some mounted healing, and that's relic number 5. He's trying to go for Wolo. Just bring it back home. I suppose with the relic picked on up, the mass healing is even more effective. We now have the Hardened Spearman and the Military Academy Research. The Military Academy, I suppose, does combo quite nicely with the Bolgraf Pulse, but it's actually an upgrade you don't really need to go too quickly. After all, you can take this cost and... Let's see, it makes your trains 33% faster. Each barracks costs 150. If I makes them 33% faster, 33%, so 50 resources in order to make the Military Academy worth its while, which is also already get discounted by the Minoc Palace. So take that original cost was like 350, so you need like 7 structures before it breaks even. Of course, with the Minoc Palace, you get a half cost as well, so. We got a good number of horsemen here, as well as hardened spearmen. We do have the veteran spearmen research on the way, as well as textiles, very good. More camel lancers being summoned. Do have stone being obtained. A handful of gilded crossmen, good option versus the camel riders or camel lancers. And Golden Age Tier 1 somehow is now active. Somehow Golden Age Tier 1 gets activated at the 13-minute 45-second mark. It's like the slowest Golden Age Tier 1 I've ever seen. And Zemi dropped up the 16 structures. Avid players going for a healthy number of crossbowmen, so spearman crossbowmen still be a good option for the Order of Dragon player. Avid player almost has enough gold to age up, needs a lot more food though. All success obtained by science, we get a nice little net passive gold income. When it comes to village account, of course, let's just round up to 50 versus 56 times it by 28. And that is not an easy number to calculate. Let's just add 15 and call it good. And so it's roughly 73 versus 50. So red's economy may be 50% better. 120, 50, 50. So what, 250 there versus 6, 8, so 12, 18, 2. So 2,000 versus 25, if my offhand math is incorrect. Golden Age Tier 2 is now activated, which of course gives them access to passive research speed, which is very nice. Ivy players also cleaning up quite a bit of stone in the center of the map now. Basic protective walls there, a couple idle villagers. He has 9 idle villagers, that's not great. We do now have the shaft mining technology. Yeah, crossbow, nice and all, but of course they don't counter anything that red's going for. But his crossbow would be a good counter to the camel lancers. Army size 60 versus 30. Army value of 600 versus 71. I suppose camel lancers are pretty high quality, but the ×2 units, I can never guess when it comes to stuff. I mean, each one of these crossbows are 240 as well as camel lancers. Yeah, I don't think that armor value is correct. I think armor value does also add keeps and all that sort, which does actually cause issues when trying to calculate army size. Now they keep going on up. Outpost here. Sideman's claim all the relics. Bolgraf House is definitely the better call at this point. Sign, of course, we'll have to go through these walls. But all these forces may be able to intercept in time. And for spear and crossbow in there. If this force heads up here, that'd be great. This unit's a little bit idle, but does get a good volley of the crossbowman. Does get some great damage there. Knocks out a good number of these camel lancers. Takes out the dervishes as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units down without taking a single point of damage. Very nice. Destroyed value 18 for 600. So he does have quite a bit of clear advantage thanks to that engagement, but the values are low enough that doesn't really matter at this moment. Right now, red does have more resources collected as well, but it's nothing too significant at this moment. Golden Age Tier 3 now complete, improving production speeds by 20%. Veteran Horseman upgrade now on the way for the IBID player. Help probably deal with all the crossbowmen, but Spearmen still pose that issue. Right now, just regular archers be good against the Order of the Dragon. Yeah, regular archers is just the way to go. Spring Gulls and Mangonels wouldn't be half bad either. He is IBID, so he can field deploy them no problem. Right now, he does have a nice mix of archers, crossbowmen, camel lancers, horsemen, mix of everything. Does take a bit of void there. Here, number speed versus there. Camel Lancers getting ripped apart. All those Camel Lancers went down in instance. Good crossbowmen have pretty good attack speed. Good crossbowmen. They also have 6 tile range, just give them a little extra more range to work with. Even more range than those archers. Gilded Spearmen push way forward. They are countered by the archers, but Gilded Spearmen have a lot of qualityness to the amount of surface area they take. And the Gilded Crossbowmen also punching away. Does clean up all those units. Very nice. Those Camel Lancers just got ripped apart, so he lost all of his front line. His back line was immediately under attack by everything. Yeah. Didn't properly counter up his force. Went for units that got countered a little bit too much. Golden Age Tier 3 deactivated. It's been a while since I last heard that sound effect. And looks like Sign's trying to go for some farms now. Hasn't fully transitioned into them just yet. He had to clean up that deer deposit. He's gone for this one. And right now, the Sign's out of food. Ooh, he had a bad food transition. He also has 0 villagers collecting any resources at the moment. That is horrible. He may have hit the town bell while then trying to do individually seek self-shelter. Now his farm's under attack. He still has 0 villagers on collecting up resources. That is horrible. Not to mention, since he's out of food, he has no villager production going, not to mention anything else. He needs a task to just villagers up here at the deer deposit, whether it be escorted or not. Gonna keep back here on the wood line is nice and all. Golden Age get tier 3 activated once again. And it looks like starting to get some villagers on the food. We do have now the Gilded Spearman Torch damage deal area effect. I have no idea how effective that is. Like, seriously, I have no idea. Does it splash one form, another form? What is that actually? How large is that even radius even? Oh, we got some villagers collecting stone. The problem is stone is not the other resources. He has a pile of gold as well he can use to buy some resources as well, so he's invested too much heavy income onto gold. Ironically, I think he also invested too much in stone since he's building keeps, which are not being too useful at the moment. Red could probably, let's see, almost enough gold to age up, so maybe going for a castle age or imperial age wouldn't be half bad. There we go, trebuchets, that's exactly what he needs right now, siege weapons. Looks like he invested a lot of gold more into winning the game. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yeah, overall bad economic management by Cyan, I would say, and when you see opponent go for crossbowmen and spearmen, don't go for camel lancers. They are literally just double countered at that point. Let's see now. Probably time for one last replay for tonight. What do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see? Let's see. First thing that pops on my mind is Byzantines versus Zuzi's Legacy. Maybe Malians versus Chinese. I think I did this one yesterday. Yep, Camel Lancers was nice and all, but you had double counter. Your entire army countered them, so. Let's see. I think I did this one yesterday. Rocky River, maybe not. I'm thinking about the Malians versus Chinese. This has been also cast Malians. Sort of interesting. I haven't seen Holy Roman Empire in a bit of time. But yeah. Yeah, let's do the Malians versus Chinese. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Small on top left side as the green Chinese, who got 194, the Great Unicom. Spawn bottom of the right side as the pink mullions, we have a foreign name. When it comes to this map, it's sparse on wood, but you get the large stone gold here, which the mullions will get the better mining pit there, more saturation. You also get trading posts in the deep corners as well, so we could see the same trade network being very useful. Some huts going on up. Village here, not big surprise. We've got Imperial official supervising the collection of the sheeple. This map does have a large number of sheeple on the map. Collecting up wood there to get the mining pit up and going, getting it fully saturated. Looks like both players find a adequate number of sheep. When it comes to other map generation, small gold deposit behind for pink, so that's probably where the second mining pit will go. Third here, and fourth one probably over here. For green, he has a large gold back here, small gold back here as well, so pretty even. Green's a bit more defensible. Small stone similar to here as well. And another small gold here. So it looks like map generation is pretty even. And I really hate this map. The resources sparse. I always find maps with more food more fun to play. Oh, looks like green finds more sheeple. We got the Imperial Academy going on up. Maybe better put the Imperial Academy near the some mining camps. It's a large one. You're going to get a lot of extra taxes there. So I think the Imperial Academy with the improved tax generation is poorly placed. I really do think it should be. I think people should put the more tax generation bit more thoughtful, put more thought of where it actually goes. Because I always sort of wonder as well. What happens if you go with like Imperial Academy, then granary, and put farms around it? How much tax it would generate if it's in range of all three granaries? I think people can maximize the usage of the increased tax generation and drop off to more effect, to say the least. We have multiple horsemen on the build queue of the Chinese player. The Mon player has still not finalized the age up, going to Monster Quarry. No Sultani trade network. And there's a stable there. Iron Fist building his own life as well. Maybe going for some sofas. Could be for warrior scouts. In this age, or this dynasty, the Chinese player have better scouts. Cattle ranch is going on up. Got to keep those doggies rolling. 26 versus 22 sheeple. That is a villager. Trying to get to the villager there. Did impale the horse or the scout. The Vanguard Scout's naming scheme is also incorrect. If it's something that's available in age early, it should be considered early. Vanguard, if it's 2 ages early. But since the Warrior Scout is no Warrior Scout in age 2, it should be called an Early Scout, not a Vanguard Scout. So this naming scheme is just off. That's my big gripe on that name. Chinese villagers here? Is he going for the Barbican of the Sun here? That's a... Okay, hello. Barbican of the Sun going on up, which is a healthy outpost. Villagers coming forward as well. They have axes ready to go for some chopping. I guess like orcs. We do have now the sofas here. Sofas are taxed lower than the other heavy cavalry. Of course, they're far cheaper than other cavalry and have less armor. There's a Bardic in the Sun. Song Dynasty as well, so he gets faster villager generation. Green killed off 3 villagers. Imperial officials here, getting some good supervision. I do like the Chinese music in Age of Empires 4. It reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean, at least, was it 2, where it has, or 3, had a lot of Chinese music going. Dun, 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 dun. I like that music. The deep bass strings, I just like it. We do now have 3 sofas, 1 Vanguard Scout. Going for a 4th sofa. It's not yet the Sofa King. Pit mine's about to go on down. And no additional pit mine has been established down south. Actuality, look at that. There's actually no build radius there, so there'll be a poor pit mine there. That's where he's going for his pit mine. Scout or horseman heading back up north. Got some spearmen now being blown in the field. He has 1 spearman. More sofas being deployed in the field. Sofas do have +2 damage versus infantry, so against heavy or against infantry, they have the same damage as early knights and royal knights in this age. Of course, they have slower attack speed and less health, but only versus infantry. Versus other stuff, they don't have a charge attack, they don't have, among other things. They're still pretty nice cavalry. After all, they are pretty cheap heavy cavalry, costing 180. They generally perform better than Keshiks I usually see. Does get a nice impalement there, taking out some of these villagers. Spearmen's intercepting. Of course, Song Dynasty, it does allow better villager production, but don't get careless by throwing villagers away. Villagers build, lose 5 seconds of build time, so they build 25% faster. Got a outpost here, 12 outposts. Good number of spearmen going for outpost here. Arrow volley there on some of these horsemen. His force heading down south. We got a good number of spearmen, horsemen here. We got a handful of Mullen archers now in the field. Scout may get picked off. Bardican's son firing away. Villagers heading to the mining pit, or mining camp they're trying to establish. Bardican's son's at full health. A single battering ram can clean it up, but sometimes it's not as easy as would imagine. Zunchnu's spearmen now on the build queue of the Chinese player. Zunchnu's course are good versus low armored units. Sofas that have 1 less armor, they can receive 2 damage per bolt this age, which means 6 damage per volley, which is nice, not perfect, but not bad either. Somewhere in between. In comparison to an archer, where they can do get up 6 damage, so 2 versus 3 armor, so 3 damage per arrow versus 6 damage per volley. So they are going better than archers against sofas. Or should I say, Zunchus will be better than archers versus sofas. Oh, I thought that was a mining camp, not a lumber camp. My mistake. It's some sort of camp. They're going camping. Sofas. Well, let's see. We've got 5 spearmen here. No upgrade on this outpost. Archery range going on up. Archery range here as well. Imperial examinations here. Good number of Mullion archers in the field. Over here we do have... Oh, looks like this mining pit has been found. It'll take a bit of time to clean this all up. But right now the Chinese player is in a pretty commanding position. Mullion players are far from aging up. Chinese players equally as far. Chinese player has 51 villagers, 39 versus 39 versus 51 military units versus 31, not 39. And the Chinese player is going for more spearmen, more Zunchus. When it comes to army value, however, army value right now is 4,000 versus 4,600, so green does have an advantage, but the advantage is small. So far it's a bit more expensive, of course. So if let's find a handful of these villagers, maybe textiles would be nice. That's kind of right, he may need +1 melee damage to help hit those villagers because they're being left with minimal health. +1 range damage being researched by the Mullion player. The Chinese player has all the research almost complete, all the blacksmith research, barring siege engineers. Nope, he actually has that as well. Maybe military academy. Either way. These Zunchus going to be hitting pretty hard now since he does not have +1 range armor yet. He went for that second. That was a bad call. Against Zunchus, you want to go for range armor first, not range damage. So now these Zunchus are going to do 9 damage per volley against the sofas. They do get caught though. It will report to archers. They're going to do 15 damage per volley against these archers, which is quite painful, to say the least. Spearman does get some damage there. Archers firing away. Zunchus push right forward. Sofa's connecting. Spearman maybe a little bit too far back. Zunchus numbers have been greatly called down and does manage to strike some villagers over here again. Green slowly getting whittled down. Destroyed value 5,200 versus 3,200, so very much in favor of pink by 2,000 value. When it comes to villager count, though, Voss killed 5, killed 6, so pretty even there. Though up here, it's still in favor of green. Though he may have both sides some idle villagers there, but I think green may have failed to build some villagers. Maybe the queue's been trouble. Food. Oh, he is eating the berries quickly on the map. Berries historically have not been nutritious, and they don't last very long in this game unless you have a civilization that goes for them. Bit of volley there on those horsemen. Archers get a bit of volley there. Zunchus trying to fire away. He actually canceled +1 range armor. Oof, I don't think that was a good idea for the Mullion player. He's taking a lot of extra damage there. His Mullion's taking 50% increased range damage because of that. Maybe the blacksmith got destroyed. Thinking about it, that could have been the case. I wasn't paying attention to what structures got torched. If the blacksmith went down for the mulling player, that is a massive loss. That's a blacksmith, isn't it? Whoops. I don't usually have to worry about, upgrades being interrupted all too often in this game, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, he lost a blacksmith, which means these Zunchnews are going to hit even harder. You gotta fix that. You can't be doing a lack of range armor versus the Mullions, versus the Chinese. Sofa's moving down south. Got some outposts here. He's trying to clean up some more berries. Spearman trying to set. Imperial official does take some hits there. Now the warrior scout upgrade going from Vanguard Scouts to Warrior Scouts. You don't get additional bonus damage versus range unless they're veteran Warrior Scouts. Yep, taking 3 damage per bolt is not good. These forces here. Imperial Palace, that is effectively a lighthouse here. Usually you see Clockwork Towers a bit more useful overall. But if you manage to get this out and get the veteran Zunchnu and additional range damage going, these Zunchnews will become even more lethal. That is a good number of archers there. However, we've got a pair of outposts. He's going to be trying to pick off some villagers. He has some villagers he can trade for. Age up will looks like will be completed. So far, kill 17 versus 9 villagers. Green still has villager advantage. He hasn't researched the upgrades. He has over 1,000 gold. Modern players going for more archers and sofas and warrior scouts. But against turbo buffed Zunchnews, that's not going to be a good idea. He is going for more Zunchnews. He realizes he has the age advantage. He needs the tech advantage to go along with it. Because he can get additional +2 damage. That would make his Zunchnews do 5 damage per bolt against the sofas, so 15 damage per volley. And that would put him up to 7 times 3 against the archer, so 21 damage per volley. Lancers are still a good call. Palace Guards can be nice, but I think Lancers would be a better call, of course. Nice, bulky, heavy cavalry, which this one would not have any proper counter to. Though Spearman can counter, or Donzo. He's missing out the tech advantage. +1 range armor is now on the way to the Mullion player. You can still at least have a 2 damage advantage as Zunchnews. If you were to go for it. But it looks like he's just going for Lancers right now. Archers right now do have 6 damage. These Lancers do have 5 range armor, so they're taking 1 damage per arrow. Got the veteran Zunchnu upgrade now on the way. A little bit late, I would say. When it comes to destroyed value, they're both pretty even. And these units being green units being siphoned in 1 at a time. Pumbaa is now being obtained over here. Ooh, what is going on here? 2 villagers versus a boar? That is not good. Great way to get gored by the boar. Lancers sort of being sent in 1 at a time, which is not great. He's going for regular crossbow as well. Go from mill there to pick up that deer. Oh, that's a pile of food there. As falling back. Pit mine still has not been reestablished there. He has gone for a pit mine here, not a great one. Alliance is starting to engage. Crosswind trying to hit these sofas. Right now, Peach has more forces in numbers. Chinese player is low on food. Has good amount of food income, but the problem is this map is actually pretty sparse in food. Among other resources. He does have song this, so granaries are a possibility, but this map's also a bit sparse on wood. Does at least have one granary on the field at least. Villagers here are being pursued, and right now the villager count has largely been evened out because Pink's doing a good job calling off all the Green's villagers. I think Green's has been squandering his tech advantage a little bit too much. Hasn't got any additional blacksmith upgrades, and he just hasn't been able to maintain the food income. But now he has a decent core of crossbone, Mullen archers, however, engaging them. Has some Zunch news mixed on in. Could be increased even further, proper blacksmith upgrades. Some melee armor probably wouldn't be half bad for the lancers. Zunch news does clean up those crossbowmen, or not crossbowmen, archers. And these sofas falling back, 3 of them almost dead, one's pretty healthy. More sofas, more archers, another warrior scout. Does get some good hits there. Crossbone do get overrun by the sofas. Lancers starting to fall back. They're now just going for mass lancers. Problem is the still been coming in ones and twosies and being picked off one at a time. These sofas now being intercepted by 3 lancers. Sofas do move faster than lancers by a small margin. Mine players out of wood, has some gold to work with, plenty of food at the moment. Chinese players out of gold, food, and very little wood as well, so both players scraping bottom barrel. I wonder how many cattle ranches he has. It says he has 13 out of 20 cows, and it looks like a number of cattle ranches. Does get a bit of impalement there. Archers are getting picked off there. Lancers does not get impalement there. Couple sofas up north, no spear intercept, no even cannoneer slits here. Chinese player please not having collected up a single pebble yet. Excuse me. Drink went down the wrong pipe. Lance is falling on back. Looks like the Molly player is starting to pull out one Donzo. No hardened Donzo upgrade on the upgrade queue just yet. Survival techniques now being reached by the Chinese player. That's an interesting time for it. Let's hit some of the mauling villagers. The mauling so far killed 42 villagers for 17. Grand Fulani Corral now being researched. We'll give him a good spike of income. Though it does need more cows in the field. Head impalement there on some of those villagers. These villagers trying to carry wood, which the mauling player was lacking for a bit of time. Oh, villagers actually going to stand and fight. That's dangerous, to say the least. The villagers may want to start pulling back on the trees. Hardened Donzo was that veteran sofa. Villagers take some damage there. Sofa's turning around. Pink's going to stand and fight. Pink's going to be losing a decent number of villagers. Got some crossbowmen and Zushus up here. And it looks like Pink is just going to stand, hold the line, and a good number of these villagers are going to be called down 30, 29. Yep, that game's now in the bag for green. And Pink does back of the game now. This is Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. And that shall be my last replay tonight. So I realized I got to clean up my hard drive, and I need to free some hard drive space to record some more games. Need to look online, see what games are uploaded and all that sort. So I'm gonna have to call the stream a little bit early today.